going now? What you thinking now? Sonnyboy's luck gone up and ran away.
My name is Max Moscato. I'm a musician, and both my brother and my father are in my band. I'm also the founder and CEO of a nonprofit organization known as Rock Autism. We host concerts and music festivals to raise awareness and funds for our program, the Rock Autism Multimedia Vocational Program. There we teach the basic fundamentals of music production and film production in the hopes they'll develop a craft and carve out a career path to gain employment. And you know, at one point in time, this was all just a pipe dream, but with the quick pull of a trigger from a Glock 22, it almost didn't happen. My brother Sonny has autism and he was shot, but as fate would have it, he laughed and cheated death. This is the story that started a movement to create change, and at the epicenter of everything we do is passion, family, and music. I think the beautiful thing about music is that it has no boundaries. It's the universal language. When you're listening to music, it's like there's fireworks going off in your head. Now compare that to playing an instrument, it's like the 4th of July on steroids. So what happens when you throw a little autism in the mix? That's where it gets interesting, because the mind of an individual with autism is sometimes complex and often misunderstood. But the one thing we understood was that the first thing my brother latched onto was music. And the first instrument he became obsessed with, the drums. Growing up, we tried getting Sonny into so many different programs, but they were few and far between that accommodated autism, and for the ones that did, they weren't true music programs, and he still would get rejected. That was the reality we faced of Sonny becoming an outcast. Unfortunately, as you get older, many of these organizations stop after 18, which ultimately caused Sonny to go down a very dark road that involved years of mental and physical abuse, drug abuse and being a drug mule for dealers, run-ins with the law, and suicide. That's when we woke up and said, if we're not going to do something, no one will, and he's going to die. After that, we took a chance, which is where Rock Autism came into play. You know, we had this idea of music and a film program to really create an opportunity. And at first, we had no clue what we were doing or how to do it, but we had music. We've played massive concerts and festivals, and that's what we knew people loved. So we put together a team which was basically everyone in my music career, and one concert after another, it evolved into our Rock Autism Music Festival, which gave birth to our program. That's when everyone saw what we already knew, and it exploded. These kids were making phenomenal music, and it was more than just creating music, it was changing their personalities and connecting them. Then the day came where Sonny was signed to an official record label at Sensu Records as a recording artist, and that's when it hit us that this became real. After that, word got out and we became very popular, and with all this new momentum, we decided to take things up to the next level. But before Rock Autism took off and the limelight set in, the record labels and the concerts and touring, there's a story behind all of it. And Rock Autism stems from my brother, Sonny Moscato.
Imagine me in all black and just like a yellow set.
Yeah.
Because my name's Sonny, it would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Coordination, like a bumblebee kind of look, like black.
So what does Sonny have to do with a bumblebee?
Because yellow, my name's Sonny, and I wear black, so you kind of put them together, Sonny B.
Nice. You know, Sonny's always been a character. He loves to laugh, he loves to make people laugh, he loves being the center of attention, and he'll talk to anybody, which is pretty atypical with the traditional signs of autism. So when we told him we were doing concerts again, you know, he felt alive. But the thing was, like, he could never be serious. I mean, we're shooting a music video and he's flipping off the camera, or we're in the store and he just starts acting up and we're like, Sonny, don't do that. But he's doing it for the laugh, you know, and that's the thing that we loved about him and our family. We embraced it and we treated him like an equal, especially me.
Yeah! Holy fuckhead! Yeah! Jesus! Fuck. Yeah!
do something like that I don't expect.
So music was the first thing he latched onto, but it wasn't long before he became obsessed with films and acting and impressions. And then he started to check out softwares for making animations, and he was good at it. But when he was in jail, he was writing screenplays and scripts and writing a couple movies, and then when he got out, he started to actually make stuff, and they were funny.
You're doing this. Nope. Yes, you are. Nope. Don't you argue with me. No, don't I'm not doing it. Don't you?
He was on the show, he's like sitting back like,
To Officer Popo.
like
And
reading.
Al Pacino
The
got
way-
pissed off because he goes, nah, that just doesn't sound like me.
And he like, and now Kevin Spacey like puffs his chest up like this in like the open tie. He's like, to the following. And like Al Pacino's just sitting there like this. I mean, I kept thinking about it in jail. I'm like,
Until this point, Sonny had already gone through a lot. He was addicted to crack, thrown in and out of jail for things he didn't do. But the worst night of our lives was on a brisk November night, and because of an altercation, Sonny was shot by a drunk corrections officer. Every second counts in that scenario, so he was rushed to the hospital and doctors performed emergency surgery. After the surgery, the doctors told my dad that Sonny should have died considering where the bullet hit him. I got the call, rushed to the hospital, and the first thing I saw was Sonny's face, smiling and making jokes. I was speechless.
I'm good. Like SpongeBob. You're good. You're good. Yeah. I can't do it. Hey, what's up?
You know, at the time, we didn't really know which was worse, the fact that Sonny was just shot or the fact that he was completely oblivious to it. But at that time, we decided we weren't going to sit back anymore, so we decided to do something about it, and that actually inspired the song Sonnyboy to be written, which became the rock autism anthem. But the tough thing was, Sonny was in jail, so my dad sat on the kid, and he loved it. Then we released the song, had a few events, and Festival Day arrived. Now, if somebody tells you they want to start a music festival, you better tell them to bring their A game, because the logistics behind an event like this are insane. But at the end of the day, we had a great team, amazing support from volunteers and sponsors, but what really separated us apart from most was that we were doing something different, something with a purpose that really resonated with people. And the bands killed it. You know, one of the things I admire about Sonny is definitely his perseverance through adversity, but I think the thing that impresses me the most is just his ability to smile throughout everything he's been through. You know, he's just got this contagious energy, and he has this natural ability to make you more comfortable with you, and I think that's his true gift, you know. But there are times where I look at him and I'm just like, after all the shit you've been through, you know, you were abused in facilities, you were addicted to crack, you were thrown in and out of jail and shot by a drunk corrections officer, there is no reason for you to be nice. But I guess, you know, when the music takes over and the three of us are on stage together, it's just all white noise. But the best part of our event and our festival is when my dad and my brother duel. There's a moment in life where you stop being a spectator and take matters into your own hands. Growing up, I watched my brother go down a vortex of chaos and I felt helpless. And now, after years of grinding in the music industry and navigating the waters of the nonprofit world, we're taking everything to the next level. Come next April, we're hosting one of the biggest benefit concerts in the history of Buffalo, New York at the historic Shays Performing Arts Center and dedicating the night to my brother, simply because he earned it. You never know what you're capable of until you're pushed to the edge. And in honor of my brother, we rock for Night of Sonnyboy.